Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Larry with 5 Out Productions. Hope you have a good day today. This is episode 3 of my new series, Front Office Discussions, where I go over the trade in depth on YouTube before I post it anywhere else. I'm going to be trading Malik Monk away to the Memphis Grizzlies in this video. Sacramento Kings are not in a position right now to win a championship, nor do they have the assets to win in the future. Malik Monk, on the other hand, on Memphis, the Memphis Grizzlies have been on a negative record since the All-Star break, and they've recently fired their coach Taylor Jenkins this past weekend. There's a lot of turbulence going on in Memphis. I think they're aiming for a better offensive situation, which I believe Malik Monk brings that to the table. So with trading Malik Monk, this obviously doesn't work financially. You can't just add 17 million without taking off 17 million in return or something of that nature, something close to it. So I'm going to be trading another player away just to get that money right. I'm looking at Marvin Bagley III, 12 million expiring contract. I'm not actually trading Marvin Bagley away to the Sacramento Kings. I'm just using that salary cap space and trading that away so Malik Monk can come to the team. So now we look at it again. That financial burden goes away. No financial warnings. This works out financially. Now we have to get the assets and the value for Malik Monk. What is he worth? From the Sacramento Kings standpoint, if they're retooling, they're rebuilding this roster. They're looking for young assets. So that's young talent and draft capital. Let's look at Memphis and what they have young assets wise. And Jalen Wells, he's been a very valuable player for them. He's kind of one of those players that they're not going to move. A team-friendly deal, super friendly. Same goes for Scottie Pippen Jr. I don't believe they're going to move off these two players. They're pretty valuable to the team right now. G.G. Jackson, definitely not as valuable. Still averaging about 16 minutes a game, 8 points as you see right here, 3 rebounds. Definitely has potential. Nice little defensive-minded player, but he's not crucial to the Memphis Grizzlies starting lineup and their depth. I think I might move off of him. Jay Huff is pretty young as well, 26 years old. With Brandon Clark recently getting injured, I feel like they're going to want to prioritize having a backup big in a situation like that. So having Jay Huff being that backup big for them, especially if Jaren Jackson Jr. gets injured or Brandon Clark gets injured again, having him as another backup option I think is pretty valuable for them. So I'm not going to trade him away. And he is a little older, only 2 years younger than Sabonis actually, I believe. So yeah, that wouldn't even make too much sense for the Sacramento Kings in the first place. Vince Williams Jr. He's a name I'm thinking about. He's not averaging the best stats right now, definitely on low efficiency, but he has potential. Hopefully Sacramento Kings, him being in a new situation where he has more minutes, more responsibility, he'll be able to up his production and becoming a more valuable role player. Santi Aldama, he's a contract over. He's going to be a free agent. They're probably going to re-sign him. They have $5 million with Johnny Davis. They have $9 million with Luke Kennard on top of his contract already. So they have more than enough money to re-sign Santi Aldama. I don't think he's going to get moved regardless. Zach Edey, same page with Scottie Pippen Jr. and Jalen Wells. A very valuable player to this team. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to be a big man in the future. And I don't think he's going to be moved at all, especially him being a starter in that sense. John Conchar is old. Luke Kennard's expiring contract. Ben Clark's recently injured. Now Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, John Morant. Young players, but of course they're part of the core best players on the team. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. I know John Morant has recently been in trade rumors, but this isn't the move you would make for John Morant. You want to get something even better than Malik Monk. So I'm not trading him away, obviously. Now, these two players I'm thinking about, these are pretty valuable in my opinion. Vince Williams, he's come off the bench for you at the small forward shooting guard position. When you guys move off of Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, you now have a Keon Ellis, and you can kind of rotate with Vince Williams Jr. Same thing goes for that power forward spot. When you move out DeMar DeRozan, you have Keegan Murray at that power forward position. Now you have a little rotation. If they choose to re-sign of Jake LaRavia, now you have a backup forward rotation of G.G. Jackson and Jake LaRavia. Now this is not enough, obviously. these two young players, although they all have potential, it's not enough. They need some draft capital in return as well. So pick I'm looking at right now is 2029 first round pick. I'm trading that away to the Memphis to the Kings, unprotected. Now the reason I put the 2029 and not 2027 or 2025 is because the further down the line the trade is, the more valuable it is because we cannot predict what's going to happen in 2029. Look at the contracts right now. A lot of these contracts expire within that season. So his team might be a lottery team. His team might be a playoff team. We have no idea of predicting that. So with more unpredictability, there's a better chance this team might be a lottery team. That pick turns out to be a really good pick. Now I think that Malik Monk, him being a talented player, looking at his stats real quick. Yeah, 32 minutes a game, 44% from the field on 17 points on 44%, 15 shots, shooting about 32% from 3 on 7 attempts, which is not the best, but still, he's still definitely having a 51 efficiency, the efficient player, shooting very well for the free throw line, and he's in the playoffs has been pretty solid as well. This past 2 seasons ago when Sacramento was in the playoffs, in that series he averaged about 19 points on 40% from the field, 33% from 3, and his 47 efficiency overall, along with his 3.6 assists. The biggest highlight this season for him, I would say definitely the assist numbers. Him being kind of put into that point guard rotation. He's now averaging almost 6 assists. Even though the turnover ratio isn't the best, he still has room for improvement, but overall, he's a very talented offensive player that I think is worth some draft capital, especially on a team-friendly deal of $17 million for the next 4 years. So I'm going to trade one more pick away. I'm going to put a protection on this pick in case this Malik Monk and his team doesn't really work out. If they do become a lottery pick, they have a good chance of keeping their pick. So if they do miss the playoffs 2027, they'll keep their pick, obviously. From the Malik Monk standpoint, if this team does work out, and they actually are a pretty good, playoff team, Memphis Grizzlies will have the Sacramento Kings will have an additional pick they can utilize in 2027. So, to finish it off, that's my trade. I'm trading away Vince Williams Jr., G.G. Jackson, 2027 first round pick, lottery protected, and I'm trading away 2029 first round pick, unprotected, in exchange for Malik Monk. Malik Monk would be a perfect fit off their bench as a offensive shooting guard, and then Vince Williams and G.G. Jackson will be able to provide defense on the defensive end off the bench, as well as having draft capital in the future. But this Grizzlies will hopefully be able to capitalize off the draft, off the picks, and be able to kind of retool this team into a better roster than what they are now. Thank you for watching.